Hey guys, it's Denali. Welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with a little Monday motivation slash story time, I guess. So last week, I had mentioned that I watched a TikTok video that kind of sparked a little motivation in my brain. And this past week or two, actually, I had seen a TikTok video that a lot of people were stitching that I myself thought, gosh, I would want to stitch that video because what this girl was saying in her video resonated with me. So if you're on TikTok, you may have seen this video of a girl, she's sitting in her car, much like me, and talking about how people should be delusional, right? I think delusional is usually used in a bad way, right? It means you're out of touch with reality. I don't know if that's actually the definition, but that's what I know it to be. And she's talking about how you should be delusional about the things that you want in your life. And people were stitching the video with how being delusional has gotten them to where they are in life, to the things they want in life, etc. Mostly career-wise is what's popping up on my For You page on TikTok. So for me, I thought how I would want to stitch it, and it's kind of with my own personal story of becoming a reseller, becoming a self-employed business owner, now to where I am, where it's brought me today, having a warehouse with employees and something that only my delusional mind could ever think up or create. So if you're not familiar with how I kind of started out, in December of 2016, well, maybe even a little bit before then, I had somehow stumbled upon a video on YouTube about reselling. I don't know how I got in there because I wasn't a big consumer of YouTube content, to be honest, at that time. And so I'd stumbled upon a video about someone who is reselling clothes online and making money. And I thought, what? Like, this just blew my mind. I had resold stuff over the past 20 years at that point, but it was always very casual, and it was items generally from around my home. It never really had occurred to me to go out to a thrift store or a garage sale, buy things with the intention of selling them online for profit. I mean, genius, but I hadn't thought of it. To me, I had always referred to it as, if I needed money, I would call it liquidating my assets. And so I would go around my home and I would find items that I could resell because I wanted money to buy something else in my life. So I started consuming as much content as I could about reselling and reselling clothing online, and discovered it was this thing, and it clicked for me, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is a thing I want to do, what I've always wanted to do. And so I told my husband, who, I don't know what he was thinking at that point, but at that point in my life, I had a full-time corporate job. I was making good money, 4 weeks of paid vacation a year, sick leave, medical, dental, all the things that in theory you don't leave, had a job. But it wasn't filling my cup, and I told him that I wanted to resell clothing on the internet for the rest of my days, and that I wanted to quit my job. And so, my husband trusted me, and which I love and appreciate about him. And I made that decision, and I made an exit plan to leave my job. And I didn't end up leaving my job until about 6 or 7 months later. So July 7th, 2017 was the last day that I was at my job. I gave them 2 months notice. And so yeah, July 7th, 2017. And then I became a full-time reseller. And I didn't know what I was doing on July 7th or July 8th or July 9th or any of pretty much the next 6 months to a year preceding that, following that. I didn't know what I was doing, and I just started selling clothes, and I just played around with my business model. And I knew since day one that I wanted to someday have my own office space and warehouse. And it's funny because the warehouse space that I'm at now is the place I dreamed of being at. I didn't know or think that it would actually happen, but I wanted it to. And every time I would drive past, I would think about how I wanted to be here. This isn't my first office space that I've had. I actually had another office space. If you've been following me for a while, I have videos on that you can go check out if you haven't seen. But anyways, the warehouse was someplace I only dreamed of being at. And maybe it seemed a little crazy to others. I mean, it probably seemed crazy to leave my job in the first place, but I believed in myself. And I think a lot of times, you know, that creator's video who I saw, people who stitched it have said, you know, people in your life will tell you, oh, you know, maybe you should think about it. Don't do these things, because people want to protect you. They don't want you to feel let down if something doesn't work out. Sometimes people say, well, it's people's own bias holding you back. Maybe. I don't want to put that on other people, but maybe for some instances it is. Maybe people, you know, have settled in their life in their own ways, and they don't want to see maybe other people dream big in that way. I didn't feel that, so let me just get that out of the way. I didn't feel that. I've always kind of believed in myself, whether I should or shouldn't. I have. And I've always known that everything in my life always works out. And so for me, thank goodness I was delusional enough to keep trying to finally get here. And it wasn't a short journey. Like I said, I started in July 7th, 2017. This year is going to be, is that 5 years? I can't remember. It's 5 years, right? This is going to be my 5th year. And there's been so many iterations of my business in that. It grew out of a small bedroom in my home to my garage to an office space off-site to me closing that office space at the beginning of the pandemic to going back to my garage to then growing out of the garage again, going back into that same office building, taking over an additional, well, 1 unit and then to another big unit. So 2 units in that office building plus 2 off-site storage units to finally getting to be here where I was delusional enough to believe that it could ever happen for me. I wanted it to happen, and I thought it could happen. You know, I think the humble thing to say would be like, oh gosh, I never dreamed I could be here. And maybe I've said that in the past, but I actually did. It's true. I did think I would someday be here. And so it's really cool. And so my message to everyone is, yeah, you should be delusional with your business. I mean, not maybe in the way of like spending money or anything like that, but that the possibilities of what you want to do are really endless, and they're only limited by your own vision for what you can create. I know that there are things that, you know, in our life, sometimes they're beyond our control, you know, that might hinder our ability to grow our business. But if, you know, you kind of work hard and chip away at it, you can build it to be whatever you want at the pace that works for you. And for me, you know, it took 5 years, and I'm here, and I'm so happy. I don't get 4 weeks paid vacation like I did with my prior job. That's okay. I mean, I could technically take 365 days of vacation if I wanted. I'm not sure that that would be healthy for my business. But you know, this job has just different perks, and you know, I love it. I love this work that I'm doing, and I hope that, you know, I can sustain it. I think I'm delusional enough to think I can retire from this job, and I'm okay with that. So I'm curious for you guys, were you delusional enough to get to where you are right now? Has it helped you being delusional in your life about the things that you have wanted or dreamed? Anyway, that's all I've got for you on this Monday morning. I do need to go do some shipping, and I hope to film a haul for you guys. If you saw last week's haul, it was so big. It was 150 pounds. It was so big. I actually couldn't finish filming it. It exhausted me. So go watch like the last 3 minutes of that video, and you'll see how insanely good a haul it was, and I didn't have the mental stamina. So I've got more haul to show you this week. There's a lot of stuff, including more trips that I've gone to the men's. So anyways, I wish you all well, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.